What's up, Chloe? Today I'm going to be going over just how to play the riff for Scotty Doesn't Know. Now, a lot of this is going to just be review. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we put our first finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. We pick that 2 times. Like that. Right? Then our 3rd finger comes to the 5th fret of the D string. We pick that 2 times. Middle finger comes to the 4th fret of the D string, we pick that 2 times. Then our 3rd finger comes back to where it was and we pick that 2 times. Right? So, all in all, that first part of the riff is... Now, whenever you're playing it, it's good to kind of have your fingers already where they're supposed to be, right? I wouldn't recommend you go, you know, because that's just really inefficient. What you should do is just, that way the only thing you're moving is this ring finger. Right? Okay, moving on to the next part. So after this is the chord shape. This is how it should look. Right? Then we're going to switch it up a little bit, right? So our middle finger, it goes from the 4th fret of the D string over to the 5th fret of the E string. We pick that one 2 times. Now, our 1st fret, it was right here before. Now it's going to come to the 4th fret of the D string, right? So this is the chord shape we should have. Right? And like before, we're picking the same strings, right? So we pick the E string 2 times, D string, lift up that 3rd finger, put it back on, right? There you go. So you're going E, D, 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 right? So all in all, so far we have. Right? So then after that, we get to the next part. Okay, so here's how this part goes. I'm going to show it. I'm just going to play it to you like in full. Alright, now let's get more into that. So, notice this formation looks a lot like this formation, right? These 2 fingers are on the same frets. But the only difference is, now instead of my 1st finger being on the 3rd fret of the E string, it's on the 3rd fret of the A string, right? And instead of picking the E string 2 times like we normally do, we're picking the A string 2 times, right? Right? So, we go A, D, 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 right? Right, so after that, then we go, right, so the whole thing is, now what does this thing consist of? Right, so we slide our ring finger up from the 5th fret of the D string to the 7th fret of the D string, right? Pick that 2 times. We take our middle finger and we go back down to the 5th fret of the D string. Pick that 2 times. Take off that one. 4th fret of the D string 2 times. And then back to the 5th fret 2 times, right? So, practice that a few times, right? Alright, so, all in all,